I know. It really is. Alright, so I decided to do my informative speech on college football. First off, been a college football fan pretty much my entire life. I've played football, so that's how I know a lot of this stuff. First off, how many of you bought season tickets for Penn State this year? Anyone? Just me? Alright, well, in 2007, Penn State sold out all 21,000 student tickets in just 59 minutes. So college football is obviously a big deal. And also in 2010, Dave & Buster's college football survey revealed that nearly half of respondents would skip out on a date to watch their team play. But it didn't just stop there. Nearly half would actually miss work, and 17% would actually ditch a family wedding just to watch a game. My overview, it's going to be the social and cultural impact of college football in America. First will be college football's history and its rise in importance. The social significance that football has in the country. And finally, fans' impact on the game and their significance. And then references. College football's history and its rise in importance. First ever game was Rutgers versus Princeton on November 6, 1869. It's basically two Ivy League schools because it started out as a modified version of rugby. They basically line up, just hit each other and try and score. One of the most popular things was, it was called the flying V or the flying wedge. They would just line up in a V shape and just hit the other team. And basically what happened is the players would all get injured, a lot of them severely. So the government actually had to step in. It was President Eisenhower, and they would actually have to come out and say, hey, you need to clean this up, or we're just going to ban the sport altogether. So that's how the NCAA got formed. Walter Campen came along, and he basically changed the game into what it is today. He introduced such as the forward pass, the line of scrimmage, and the snap. Before that, like I said, they would basically just play rugby with an actual football. And until he came around and changed it into what it is today. And the video doesn't want to play.
I'm afraid you have to go, yeah.
And this video is just going to be, basically, it's going to show an older college football game and what things were like then.
Can you help him? There's some. Turn it to the right.
Football's greatest individual award, the Heisman Memorial Trophy, is presented by Downtown Athletic Club President George Hall to Paul Hornung of Louisville. The handsome quarterback for Notre Dame, who has been tapped for Pro Bowl, was selected for the honor in a poll of sports writers and announcers. An honor all the greater considering his team's poor showing on the gridiron this year. It's an all-Chicago show at Wrigley Field. Bears versus Cardinals, leading 3-0. The Bears try for more. Throw intercepts for the Cards. Only the beginning of unexpected excitement for a capacity throng of 48,000. The first half is almost over as McCann keeps it and outflanks the Bears for a first down on the 35. The Cards are racing the clock. There are 12 seconds left to the half when Summerall tries a field goal from the 42. Right between the uprights, and the score is knotted at halftime. Victory will keep their division title chances bright. And here they go. Brown's pass is taken by Harlan Hill for a 25-yard gain. From 5 yards out, J.C. Caroline goes wide, cuts in, boom, he's over, and the Bears have a touchdown. A big one as things turned out. For 2 Card touchdown runs were canceled because of penalties. Flagged down, so to speak. There's the penalty flag as Ollie Metson breaks into the clear, heading goalward. Matson was the runner in both romps that turned sour for the hapless Cardinals. Feelings ran high and erupted into a near riot at game's end. The boys were playing this one for keeps, and the fans got an extra dividend of action before the smoke settled.
So as you can see in the video, obviously when they showed the crowd, it was pretty much packed. And even back then, college football was a really big deal, and it still is today. College football really started to get popular with the introduction of the National Football League, because it basically gave athletes another level to play at. You saw in the video they said he was tapped for pro ball. That back then they thought of it more as a sport that they did for fun rather than an actual profession like it can be today. And athletes started to gain incentives such as scholarships and financial assistance, which can really be seen today in a lot of athletes getting cars, money, jewelry, stuff like that to go to a certain school to play. And today there's actually over 10,000 Division I football players in just the United States. And then just pay attention to some of the statistics here. These are in millions. This is just the top 7 schools in 2007-2008 in college football that they brought in just through football. And 5 out of the 7 are just from the Big Ten alone, which is what Penn State's in. Today, the game of college football has risen to huge popularity in the United States. If you turn on your TV on any Saturday, you can pretty much at least see 5 or 6 games on at any given time. The increase is reflected in the media attention it gets. It's on magazines such as Sports Illustrated, it's in video games, it's in pretty much everything, even books. And it's got even further than that now for the last couple of years with the bowl games. Before, the bowl games were based on tradition, and a lot of them had the same name every year. Now they're basically starting to sell out, and they're starting to go to like the Advocare Independence Bowl, Eagle Bank, Little Caesars, and probably the worst of all, the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. The next video is just going to show a little bit of an intro towards So you can see from that obviously the fans have a big impact on the game. During the 2008 college football season, 4 teams in the country averaged over 100,000 fans per home game. They were Penn State, Ohio State, Tennessee, and LSU. That means that over the course of one season, they each had 700,000 fans come to their home games. So just those 4 teams had 2.8 million fans at their home games. And that's only 4 teams. The attendance statistic is only for those 4 teams, leaving another 115 Division I colleges left to think about. Noise levels. Using 11 sound meters strategically placed around the field, Penn State compared volumes level during a home game when each team had the ball. When they were on the offense, the noise inside Beaver Stadium reached 75 decibels, which is basically a car radio playing at a decent volume. However, when the opposing team was on offense, it shot up to 110 decibels, which is 50 times louder. And then to compare that, a jet engine taking off is 140 decibels. Ear pain begins at only 125 decibels, while the game itself was 110. So based on the OSHA daily permissible noise level, the amount of time anyone should be in that amount of noise is only a half an hour per day. So as you can tell, college football has a long history of tradition, being the reason why so many people are involved in it and a huge fan of the game. At the rate it's gaining popularity, it's really competing to be the most popular college sport in the next couple of years, if it isn't already. Questions, name and email, and references.
Thank you.